Do you think that in some ways, though, that, I mean, you're talking about the role of governments, to what extent is are the Australian people and the Australian public involved in this process, which in a way keeps Aboriginal people at a certain level within Australian society? Do you think that's happening in any degree?
Look, absolutely. I think what people have, they have the attitude, poor things, they've got to live on their land and we've got to fight and encourage governments to support these people living on the land. Well, let me tell you, the new generation of children, and that's 2 generations after me, are moving away from the communities. That's why we've got huge issues in places like Darwin, Katherine, Tennant Creek and Alice Springs. These people have got a different opinion. They don't want to be trapped in that community life. They know that they've got nothing out there, and by moving into a town like Alice Springs, at least they got something. And that something might be just living on a town camp and drinking all day, but it's better than doing nothing on a community that's 200 or 300 kilometres away from a major town.
Well, isn't the hub model going to run into problems regardless of whether there's dialysis, regardless of what's happening there, that you've just got this very natural process which happens all over the world of urban drift?
Well, this natural growth has been happening for the last 15 to 20 years that I know of. I know that when I was working in ADSIC, we were talking about the same subject. I remember talking to Barry Nichols on ABC about it, something like 7 years ago. When statistics shows you that there's a normal trend of people moving into these towns, and that is normal within any kind of society. But I think it doesn't have an impact on building dialysis machines out on country for these people, because if you have a look at it, majority of people still want to live on their communities. So it's the younger people that's starting to come into town and see a different way of life, and it's a better way of life that they like.
So is it a matter of just going with the flow, of being able to be sensitive to these different currents within Aboriginal society? It's
a matter of being sensible and having a plan, 10-year plan, 20-year plan for growth in towns like Alice Springs as well, but growth and a vision for Hermannsburg and a vision for Yuendamu, a vision for Papunya. What is it that we can give these communities so that people from Kintuan, Mount Liebig and Haas Bluff, say, if Papunya was growing naturally, could all benefit from the things that are going on there.
So then, if you were to talk about common sense, if you were to sum up that, developing that way forward for Central Australia as an integrated community of this urban centre and all these communities all around it, what do you think would be the priorities for government now?
To talk to the people of Alice Springs. I mean, their attitude is reactive attitude to demonstration, and letters to the editor saying, we hate you because you don't put enough resources into Alice Springs and you don't look after Alice Springs properly, and it's very much reactive. So they come out and say, we're going to do this land release and this land release, but we're going to give you a consultation period of 3 months, just so that we can get the voice of people that live here. There's no real plan, and what they need to do is sit down with the people of Alice Springs, that's the planning department, and with the Alice Springs Town Council, and we should really have a 10-year future plan for Alice Springs. How is it that we, as a people that live and enjoy Alice Springs, we want to see our town grow? Where is it? Which way should we grow? We shouldn't have that dictated to us by a government that doesn't enjoy coming here, doesn't enjoy meeting with us, and we have the same disrespect for them as well. And so we just need to sit down as a group of people and just say, look, this is where we want to see growth in Alice Springs. And this then brings in and ties in the movement of people coming into town as well.